this is a review of section 5.8, which deals with graphing functions on your calculator. And I just want to make sure that you're comfortable with adjusting your window so that you can see everything you want to see and also understanding everything you need to see. So notice the function is a fourth degree function. And it says to identify the x-intercepts and points where local max and local mins occur. If you graph this on a standard window, and I don't have a standard window because notice here it's way down at negative 125, and I guess I could tell you that stretched out this is about 125 also. So my y min and max are quite large. And my x min and max are not. So when you do a standard window, you're definitely not going to see this. So again, your knowledge of, I have a fourth degree function, it's positive. I know that it looks something like this, like a parabola opening up with possible divots in the middle. So take some time, pause the video, make sure really that you can play around with your window to see this. Now you've cheated and I cheated for you, I guess, and showed you the graph. But take a peek at that. And then remind yourself that you're going to go to calculate, and if you don't remember how to do this, go read the directions or rewatch the videos that go through the motions. So you're going to go to calculate and you're going to choose minimum. Okay, and then when you choose minimum, it's going to ask you for a lower bound and an upper bound, or a left bound and a right bound. Okay, so if here's my minimum, when it says left bound or lower bound, I'm going to go to the left of my minimum and press enter. Then when it says right bound or upper bound, I'm going to go to the right of my minimum and press enter. And then 84 is, it'll ask you to guess, and you'll press enter again, and it's going to pinpoint that minimum for you. Okay, please make sure you try this. When you do that, you get negative 3.57, and I'm rounding these numbers, and then negative 116.16. Okay, I'm going to come over to this next minimum right here, and again, go to calculate, do enter on left bound, enter on right bound, or lower bound, upper bound, and it's going to pinpoint that minimum, and you should get 1.2 and 0. So that also tells you that it's an x-intercept, so it's a minimum and an x-intercept, so I'll come back and identify that. And then I have a maximum. So to get this maximum, I'm going to go to calculate, but choose maximum, and then do the left bound, right bound, or lower bound, upper bound again. And for that max, I get 0.42 and 1.38. And again, that's this maximum. So I'm going to highlight, or just put little X's. I found that minimum, and I found that minimum, and I found that maximum, and that's it. And if you recall, turning points, you should have one less than the degree. So if I have a fourth degree function, I should have 3 maxes and mins, which I do, hence turning points that create those. All right, last but not least, you want to find the x-intercepts. And I'm going to identify them. I have an x-intercept right here, and here, and here, which also is a minimum. So if I have 3 x-intercepts, I should have 4. But what do you recall about when your graph touches the x-axis but doesn't cross through? Remember, that's a repeated solution. So this is really 2 zeros, 3, 4 zeros, which is what I need. So remind yourself about that concept also. This is just a great review of everything. So your x-intercepts, again, you go to calculate, and you choose zeros, right? I'll put that in parentheses, so choose 0. And the furthest to the left is at negative 5, 0. Going through the origin, it is exactly 0, 0. And then the furthest one to the right is the same as my minimum. So that was 1.2 and 0. So again, I did all of these obviously ahead of time, but make sure that you can find all of these and that you understand how many you should have, and if you need to adjust your window and all that good stuff, that you can handle all of them.